Okay, we are live. So Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all for today's Throwback Thursday. And today with us we have Her Grace Antaranga Tulasi Mataji. So just a brief introduction about Mataji. So Mataji is a devotee by birth because she took birth in a devotional family. So her parents, when they were in UAE, that time they received they became devotees, and later Mataji came. So it's our great fortune to have Mataji, who is practicing Krishna consciousness since her birth. And currently Mataji is actively engaged in various services in Mayapur, especially Mayapur Tourism, and she is also pursuing Vedic studies. So we would like to welcome Mataji by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Am I clearly audible?
Yes, Mataji, you are clearly audible.
Jai. First of all, I would like to thank the Seshadripuram Iskcon for inviting me to speak on the most auspicious glories of our dear spiritual master. It is such a fortune to get this chance to glorify one spiritual master, and it's so amazing that you have all been doing this for sincerely every week, having this session dedicated to glorifying our dear spiritual master. And this is one of the most important angas of bhakti. In fact, our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in the Samsara Dava prayers that we have to remember and glorify the spiritual master. Yasya Trisandhyam, Dhyayan Stuvam Stasya Yasya Trisandhyam. Every day, 3 times a day, we have to remember and glorify our spiritual master. So it's very nice that you're all regularly doing this, and I am very happy and fortunate to be a part of the glorification of Guru Maharaj today. I would like to thank my dear Siksha Gurus who brought my parents into Krishna consciousness. His Grace Sukadar Krishna Prabhu and His Grace Vijay Venugopal Prabhu and Prema Padmini Mataji. They brought my parents into Krishna consciousness in UAE, and by the mercy of them, my parents, and by my parents' mercy, I got to the association of Sri Guru Maharaj. So I thank both of them, and I thank my parents, and with the blessings of all of you, I would like to try to glorify spiritual master based on the interactions that I had with him and with what I learned, what I could see in Guru Maharaj from the interactions that I had and what I'm seeing as I grew up, what I saw in Guru Maharaj. So I'd like to begin. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिनिति नामिने नम आचार्य पादाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरकथा धामदाय नगर ग्रामतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम. First, I would like to begin with how I first saw Guru Maharaj. By the mercy of Guru Maharaj, who travels all over the world despite his different health issues and despite the stress and the lot of services he has. Still, we know that Guru Maharaj always, since long time, he's been traveling extensively to different parts preaching. So, like that, when Guru Maharaj had come to UAE, Dubai, and I took birth at that time over there. This was the year 1999. At that time, Guru Maharaj had come to Dubai. This was maybe few months after my birth. I was there, and that time Guru Maharaj came to our house because those days Guru Maharaj, he would go when he would come to UAE. He would go to different house visits and he would give lecture in the homes. So somehow he came to one devotee's house actually, and we had also gone there. My parents had taken me there, and that time I got darshan of Guru Maharaj. Of course, I was so small that time that I didn't realize that I saw Guru Maharaj. I got his association, but I'm very happy to say that by his mercy, his causeless mercy, so much that insignificant soul like me, who still had not even developed the consciousness to remember what I see, to understand what I see, to experience what I am, still at that time he causelessly gave his mercy and he blessed me at that time. So this is an experience that I do not remember personally having received it, but I've heard from devotees, I have heard from my mother that this was the first interaction with Guru Maharaj. And hearing that, I have grown up and I feel so. Whenever I used to hear that, whenever I remember that Guru Maharaj had come all the way to UAE, and in one devotee's house, he's being associated to a newborn child who does not know anything about this world, who is not yet developed its senses properly. Still, at that time, Guru Maharaj, he took his time and he blessed and he glanced at this child. So, in that way, that one pastime, whenever I think of that one activity, that one move of Guru Maharaj, it's so melting that how much importance he gives to every single person he meets. That was my first interaction with Guru Maharaj, or rather, Guru Maharaj's first interaction with me. And therefore, I always cherish that in my heart. So after my days in UAE, my parents, my father, he moved to Mayapur Dham with Guru Maharaj's permission. And since I was growing in Mayapur, and Mayapur is Guru Maharaj's home base, so I used to get a lot of association with Guru Maharaj. I'm sure this is a memory of any child who has grown up in Mayapur Dham. So those days, this is all, 2005, 2006, 2007, when Guru Maharaj was very healthy and he was going around. At that time, whenever Guru Maharaj is in Mayapur, Guru Maharaj's schedule is he'll come for Mangalarti, and after Mangalarti, he'll either sit in the temple for some time, do japa, and then he'll go on a japa walk. He'll cover the entire campus. He'll go from the temple, he'll go to Goshala, then from the Goshala, he'll walk straight. The Lotus Park will come. Those days we had the Lotus Park where the TOVP is now. That place, there was a beautiful big park. You'd go via the park, and then there was Govinda's restaurant over there. Crossing the restaurant, he would come to the Grihastha area. And then in the Grihastha area, the whole community, now Mayapur community has grown so much that Grihastha area inside the campus is not enough to accommodate all the Grihasthas. Now there are houses coming in different nagars, across Gaur Nagar, Abhay Nagar. But those days, the community was mostly, majority of community was centered in Grihastha area. So Gurmaj would come and he would just walk around. And then we all would be there. Already many devotees would come from Mangalarti with Guru Maharaj. They will always be behind Guru Maharaj. And from Grestari, from all the houses, we all know Guru Maharaj is coming. So all the children, we as small kids and parents and Matajis, Prabhujis, everyone would come out. And Guru Maharaj would, suddenly just go to somebody's house. He would see everyone. He knew everyone in the community. And he would speak to them. Okay, how is this? How is that? My grandmother was there. My father's mother, she was in our house. So at that time, my father would bring her to the park in Grasta area and she would be sitting there. And Guru Maharaj would come and he would see her. She was not a practicing devotee. She was just staying with us because my father was there. So she was staying and she would do her own activities. She was little aged, so she couldn't go to temple every day, but she would come for the walk in the park. So then Guru Maharaj would come and she would be sitting. And then Guru Maharaj, because we are from Chennai, we speak Tamil. So Guru Maharaj knows that. So Guru Maharaj will see her and say, Saukyama, like that he will ask her. And then, which means, are you fine? How are you, like that? And then she would be so happy. She would say, yes, I'm fine. Then Guru Maharaj would, go ahead. And my grandmother, she would be so happy that this big person, the Guru Maharaj, foreign person, so tall, so big, and so many people are following him, and he came and asked me, how are you? So she would feel so happy. And then when my aunts, those days mobile phone was not so common, so once in a week we would go to one devotee's house, and from landline my grandmother would speak to her daughters, my father's sisters. So then she will tell in that call, this Maharaji came and he asked me, how are you? And I felt so happy. So that one move of Guru Maharaj, it gave so much pleasure to her. She felt so happy, and that made her stay in Mayapur very memorable. And even afterwards, when she left her body, she was in Chennai. Still, till that time, she would remember this personality, even though she did not know much about Guru Maharaj. So like this, Guru Maharaj will interact with every community member. Then from Gresta area, he would go to either Sulab kitchen or Gada kitchen. One of these two kitchen prasadam halls are there. And there, Guru Maharaj would be having Guru Puja. So Guru Maharaj will be sitting in a big chair, in a asan, and all devotees will stand in queue. They'll be giving flowers. You can sing the Guru Puja song and offer Pushpanjali to Guru Maharaj lotus feet. And then Guru Maharaj will give a prasadam, samosa or some laddu or some sweet or something Guru Maharaj will give as prasadam. And Guru Maharaj was so sensitive and so caring about, the whole Mayapur community he considers as his own family. So in Mayapur community, there are disciples of other spiritual masters also like Subhu Swami Maharaj. Then there is Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So then what Guru Maharaj would do, he would give, if he knew that one of these sannyasis are present in Mayapur, he will invite them for the Guru Puja. Next to Guru Maharaj in Asan, they will also be sitting. Like Subhag Maharaj will be sitting next to Guru Maharaj. Subhag Maharaj disciples can go and offer Pushpanjali to him. And otherwise, there will be a chair with the photos of these spiritual masters. So that everyone can come and participate in the Guru Puja. It is not that only Guru Maharaj disciples, it is not restricted. He would be open to everyone should come for this program. And then he would give prasad. Then we would all take and go back. Then after that, Guru Maharaj will go to temple. By this time, it will be Darshanarthi time. In Radha Madhav temple, Darshanarthi would have started. So Guru Maharaj will go straight there. He will attend the Darshanarthi. By this time, Prabhupada Guru Puja will start. Then if Guru Maharaj is on time, then he will carry Srila Prabhupada and do the parikrama. Otherwise, Guru Maharaj will take darshan of all the three deities. And it was such a pleasant sight to see. Guru Maharaj is so tall, so hefty, and he's in such a golden complexion. And he'll be wearing, those big, big pavitras of bright colors, red, green, white. Pavitra he will be wearing. And also sometimes lotus flower garland. And he has the stick in his hand, his big wooden stick, which is so beautiful, ornately carved. With that, he'll walk. His shika is so thick and big in his head. He'll walk like that majestically. He'll go in front of Radha Madhav, stand with a stick like this, and then offer Dandavat Pranam. When Guru Maharaj offer Dandavat Pranam, there is this song of Lochandas Thakur, Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Rai. In that, Lochandas Thakur says that when Nityananda Prabhu would roll on the ground, Eto bole Nityananda bhume godi jai, Shonara Parvata jano dholate lotai. So Nityananda Prabhu would tell everyone to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then he would roll on the ground. At the Bhume Gadi Jai. He would roll on the ground, and Lochandras Thakur says that looked like Shonara Parvata, like a mountain of gold is rolling on the ground. So I remember when Guru Maharaj would fall on the ground and offers Dandavat, straight big Dandavat Pranam to Radha Madhav, it will just look like a mountain, a gold mountain is falling. Like when we hear these descriptions in the scriptures, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad description of Nityananda Prabhu, Gaurang Mahaprabhu, tall personalities, golden complexion, very big, and Nityananda Prabhu holds a stick in his hand. Vrindavan Thakur says, Sharat Chandra Bhrantim Spura Damala Kantim Gajagatim. Nityananda Prabhu's walk is like Gajagatim, like an elephant walking. And Gajagatim, and he says, Kalita Vitram Kali Bhidam. In his hand, Nitai has a stick, a beautiful stick, wooden stick, and with that he is beating and chastising Kali. So Guru Maharaj, when you read these things, it is like, how can a person be like this, like a mountain of gold, and when having the gait of an elephant, and beautiful, the description was so beautiful. But when I used to read this, and I remember seeing Guru Maharaj those days, I can feel like, it is possible for people to be like this. Guru Maharaj exactly represents someone from, Chaitanya Leela. The descriptions are so beautiful. So with that stick, Guru Maharaj would fall, offer obeisance, and then he would get up and he would look at Radha Madhav. Pause for quite some time. He'll be talking something with Radha Madhav. Looking, and everyone waiting. Then the pujaris will come and give some maha from Radha Madhav. Then he'll proceed to Panchatattva, again offer obeisances and talk to Panchatattva for some time. Then Nrsingadev. Then he will come and offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada. He'll do the Guru Puja. Then Guru Maharaj would either stay for the Bhagavatam class or he would go back to his rooftop. So as children, we would participate in Guru Puja in Sulabh kitchen or Gada kitchen and then straight go to temple, attend the morning program and go to school. So this was our morning schedule. Whenever Guru Maharaj was in Mayapur, this would be our morning schedule. So every time it would be so nice to, walk with Guru Maharaj. Even the walk of an elephant, you could see the way he walks. It was just like a big elephant walking, Gajagati. And we were all following him. Every big people, small people, all will follow Guru Maharaj. But Guru Maharaj's walking speed was so fast that practically everyone behind him will have to run. And as children, nothing to ask. We have to run even more fast because our feet is so small. The steps we can take is so small, and Guru Maharaj is so big. His steps are so big, so we'll have to run, behind him. And then this is what I remember about Guru Maharaj's morning interactions. And then there is one pastime that my father always tells me that I would like to share. So one day, this was during Gaurav Purnima during the GBC meeting time. At that time, it was one day Guru Maharaj was scheduled to give the Bhagavatam class in the temple. And then after Bhagavatam class, have his breakfast and go for GBC meeting. That was the schedule. So Guru Maharaj, as usual, after Mangalarti, he came for his morning walk. And then when he was crossing the Lotus Park, there were a set of pilgrims, some visitors from some Bengali visitors had come to visit Mayapur. They were sitting in the Lotus Park. And my father was in behind Guru Maharaj. Many devotees were walking. My father was also there. So when they were walking, Guru Maharaj stopped by this group of pilgrims, and because Guru Maharaj is so fluent in Bengali, it's so nice to hear Guru Maharaj speak Bengali. It's so beautiful. It's so sweet to hear Guru Maharaj speak Bengali. So Guru Maharaj asked them, "Where are you from?" He said, "Hare Krishna." And then, "Tumra kothay theke aayescho?" Then they said that we belong to this district. Mayapur bhalo lagche? Mayapur kiram ache. How is Mayapur? So they said, it's nice. They were telling the experience. Then Guru Maharaj asked them, ki ki dekecho Mayapure? What all did you see in Mayapur? So they said, we saw the temple. So then Guru Maharaj said, this is not yet Darshanarthi time. How come you went to the temple and took darshan? They said, na, chota mandir na, bada mandir. So by bada mandir, big temple, they were indicating Prabhupada's Samadhi because now TOAP is there, but those days Samadhi was huge and Radhamada temple is comparatively small. So then he said, we went and we took darshan because Prabhupada's Aarti happens before Radhamada. So he said, we went and took darshan. Then Guru Maharaj said, darshanarthi time. So then Guru Maharaj told, no, this is the main temple is Radhamada temple, it is this side. He was spending so much time, he guided them, how go this way, there is Radha Madhav, there is Panchtattva. Then he was explaining who is Panchtattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Bengal and he preached, and then Guru Maharaj told about the glories of Mayapur Dham. And then Guru Maharaj, he asked them, where are you staying? Then they said, you're staying in this guest house. Then he said, did you take prasadam? Then generally when Guru Maharaj is walking in the morning, the management people are all with Guru Maharaj. So he said, this is the kitchen in charge. Have arrange prasadam for this family. And then Guru Maharaj asked, from where are you, So they had mentioned one district in Bengal. So Guru Maharaj said, I have been to that district long ago. In that district, there is this holy places there in Bengal. Nityananda Prabhu those days went there. And like this, Guru Maharaj was talking for quite some time. And time went and went. It was time for Guru Maharaj Bhagavatam class, 8 o'clock. And there all the GBC, during GBC time, the sannyasis and all, they come to hear Bhagavatam class. There everyone is waiting for Bhagavatam class to start. And Guru Maharaj is not in the temple. And Guru Maharaj is here talking to this pilgrim and making sure they stay in Mayapur is comfortable, making sure that they feel homely in Mayapur, like this. And then from temple, some devotees came and they told Guru Maharaj, Bhagavatam class time, please come to temple soon. So then Guru Maharaj, he ensured that they were nicely taken care, and then he went. So my father was telling that now for that, imagine for that pilgrim, how special and how memorable this Mayapur trip will be. He'll be remembering that in Mayapur, I felt personally taken care by one personality. They need not know how great Guru Maharaj is or how he's the like the chairperson of Mayapur, co-director of Mayapur. That they don't know. But one foreigner spoke in Bengali and took care of me nicely. They ensured that we get nice prasadam, we stay nicely. Their whole memory of Mayapur has become so sweet. And that is how Guru Maharaj wanted every guest who comes to Mayapur to be treated. Because Guru Maharaj says, Srila Prabhupada also says, all the guests who come to Mayapur, they are not just visitors, but they are the personal guests of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And every resident of Mayapur Dham, our duty, we are the people in the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they are, if they are, we are servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the master, and master's guest has come. So we are the servant of that guest also. Like if you are working in a house, you are working for a jamindar or say the rich person. That rich person's guest comes, then that guest is equal to your master. So like that, so we are the servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who comes as a visitor, they are our masters, and we should serve them like that. That is how every person visiting Mayapur should feel. This mood of Prabhupada was carried out by Guru Maharaj. And my father always says, as my father is heading the Mayapur tourism in Mayapur, so he says, this is how we should treat the visitors in Mayapur. So by that one act, by Guru Maharaj is setting his own example that how devotees should be treated. And not only does he treat the outside visitors like this, but the way Guru Maharaj treats the devotees is also so beautiful. Just as I said, no, Guru Maharaj would come to the Grahastha area in the Japa walk. So Guru Maharaj would come. If Guru Maharaj is coming tomorrow morning to Grahastha area, the previous day, afternoon, evening time, one servant of Guru Maharaj will come. And he will take a list. He will go to every devotee's house and ask, do you want Guru Maharaj to come to your house tomorrow? Are you preparing some offering like that? And then everybody will give their name. We want Guru Maharaj to come to our house. So there will be around 20-30 names. So every Guru Maharaj will be covering 2-3 houses because he can't cover all the houses in one day. So he'll cover 2-3 houses. So then that evening the devotee will come and announce, okay, today Guru Maharaj will cover this building. In this building, who are all interested, please give your names. So like that. And then the devotees will all be making offerings, flower garlands. Some Bengali Matajis, I remember, every single day they would pluck champa flowers or whatever flower in the season and make garlands for Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj knows this person will give me garland, no? He'll be going and accepting that and then accepting prasadam. And then by the time he reaches the Sula kitchen or Gada kitchen for Guru Puja, he'll be having so many wonderful garlands, all different colors in. It was such a beautiful experience. Every community member in Mayapur, they had that personal connect with Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj made them feel that we're all our family members because Guru Maharaj was a person who has seen Mayapur from day one. Mayapur is his, you can say Mayapur is his heart. Mayapur is his life. And the other way also, life of Mayapur is Guru Maharaj. In Mayapur, if we look at anything, in everything, there is Guru Maharaj's hand. Because Guru Maharaj was there in Mayapur since day one, since even before the Bhajan Kutir was built. When it was an empty piece of land, Guru Maharaj came to Mayapur. And he was there while building the grass hut, the Bhajan Kutir for Srila Prabhupada. Since then, we were just reading Milwaukee to Mayapur. We started reading for like past 1 week ago. We started reading the book every day. Every day we cover some sections. So just reading that when he came to Mayapur, what all did Guru Maharaj not do? Guru Maharaj, he learned agriculture and he grew because the Prabhupada was saying that expenses have to be, we cannot spend so much money. So they were very choosily spending money. So Guru Maharaj thought that why don't we grow our own food? Then that expense can be saved. So Guru Maharaj started growing vegetables and he started with the local Bengalis, and it is mentioned in the book that it was a tie-up. The Bengali farmer would teach Guru Maharaj agriculture. No, Guru Maharaj was so expert because he has studied chemistry and he studied books of agriculture. He learned agriculture and he was growing so nicely that the local Bengali farmers were astonished by how they started growing. So they would come and take tips from Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj would give them tips on farming and the local farmer would teach Guru Maharaj Bengali. So in this up and down, they were progressing those days in Mayapur. So Guru Maharaj became very fluent in the colloquial Bengali language. And he was also very expert in the literary Bengali language used in Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Guru Maharaj is expert in both. And in this way, Guru Maharaj, we can see how wonderfully he preached in Bengal. The whole Bengal area, West Bengal and Bangladesh, the whole preaching was started by Srila Guru Maharaj. Especially in Bangladesh, the preaching is roaring now like anything. Recently there was a talk show in Mayapur TV hosted by Bhakti Vijay Bhagwat Maharaj describing the preaching activities going on in Bangladesh. It was in Bengali, and when we were hearing that, they were telling that there are more than 100 Rath Yatra happening in Bangladesh. And that too on the same day as Puri. The same day on Puri when Rath Yatra happens, on that day, in one single day, more than 100 Rath Yatra happening in Bangladesh. And of that, the biggest Rath Yatra is that which happens in Dhaka. And the temple president was saying that the Dhaka Rath Yatra is as big as the one in Puri.
Wow.
Literally, that many lakhs of people come to attend the Dhaka Rath Yatra. And the speciality of Dhaka Rath Yatra is the devotees who join in the people, if devotees, pilgrims, non-devotees, everyone who join the Rath Yatra, who join in the beginning, they walk the whole Rath until the end. That is the speciality of Dhaka Rath Yatra. And just imagine in a state like Bangladesh, where it is a Muslim dominated country, where the government itself is against preaching. In such a country, Guru Maharaj has gone and preached so much. He has empowered different devotees to preach such a way that there is more than 100 Rath Yatra publicly happening. And Dhaka Rath Yatra is not one chariot with Jagannath Subhadra, three separate chariots. Like this, there are so many Rath Yatras happening in Bangladesh. And the preaching in Bangladesh is so wonderful. When Bangladesh devotees come to Mayapur, or when we see when Guru Maharaj goes to Bangladesh, how many lakhs of people assemble in the pandal? How many people are ready to give their life for Guru Maharaj? How much connection they have with Guru Maharaj? So much so that Guru Maharaj is not a Indian body also. He's a Western body. Still, Bengalis have so much connect with him. This shows that how much Guru Maharaj has accepted the Gaudiya Vaishnava culture, and how the people of Bangladesh, the Gaudiyas, the Bengali devotees, they do not see Guru Maharaj as a Western person. He is one among them. That is why Srila Prabhupada, he amazingly said that this is Gaura Dhanajan. He is not God and John. Exactly, Guru Maharaj is a person in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. The way during Navadvip Mandal Parikrama or any time, Guru Maharaj is so well aware of the nook and corner of Navadvip Dham. He has traveled so much. Even today, if you suddenly ask him, no, like for example, recently there was a dream that Guru Maharaj had when he was in the hospital. And Mahavara was explaining, even Guru Maharaj in his app, he wrote about that dream of how he was in Madhudruma Dweep, he went to Kola Dweep, and then he said that the bathroom condition is not good in the Parikrama camp, it has to be improved. And then he said, in Madhudruma Dweep, there is this, we are looking for where is the tree where Ramchandra was very happy. So that banyan tree is missing. So Guru Maharaj said, it is in this, in my dream, I found that it is in this particular spot. So like that, even when the few interactions that I had with Guru Maharaj also, when we did a from Mayapur Tourism, during the Purushottam month, we conducted a virtual Navadvip Mandal Parikrama because devotees couldn't come. So when we were conducting that, I had the fortune of personally associating with Guru Maharaj and asking tips from him of how we can do the recording and all. And at that time, Guru Maharaj was giving directions to us of how we should go and all. So Guru Maharaj knows every nook and corner. Sitting in his room, he's able to say that no, in that place there will be this road crossing will be there. There is a rail line over there. We can big tank over there. When we go to in the parikrama, when we go from on the second last day of Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, we cover the island of Rudradvip, and there is a long walk from Shankarpur to Belpupur. So in that long walk, there is when we near Madan Gopal temple, there is a big water tank. It's very tall, there's a water tank on top. So Guru Maharaj is remembering that. And he would say that there's a water tank over there, that is your landmark to take the turn. So like that, Guru Maharaj is completely well aware of the nook and corner of Navadvip. This is only possible for a person who is so accustomed to that place. Like if I grew up in a place from my childhood, I naturally will know the neighborhood very nicely. I know whose house is where, what is the landmark over here. If somebody is on phone, I can guide them. Take left, there is a shop there, there is this there, like that. So like that, Guru Maharaj is proving that he is the personality who was present during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. That is why he knows Navadvip Dham so perfectly. Not only Navadvip Dham, he knows the entire Gaurmandal Bhumi, the whole West Bengal area, what holy places are there. Bangladesh he knows so well. So this is not easy for a person who came, like at the age of 20, 25, you come to a holy place. You come to a place and you are there, you still cannot know that place so well. But for Guru Maharaj, it is like, it's that the whole place is, etched in his heart. He exactly knows what is where in Navadvip Dham. And another vivid memory that I have of Guru Maharaj is when this is the festival of Radhashtami. No matter in what festival Guru Maharaj is there or not in Mayapur, Vyas Puja time, Radhashtami time, he is in Mayapur because Radhashtami is the sannyas anniversary of Guru Maharaj. So that time he will be in Mayapur for sure. So when he is there in Mayapur those days, we have the Adivas for Radhashtami. In Adivas, we have around 25 auspicious items that will be kept in silver cups, and Radha Mother will be brought down. And each of this auspicious item has to be taken to Radha Mother, shown to Radha Mother, and then offered to Tulsi and Mother Earth, and then kept in a different plate. This is the Adivas ceremony that happens. This is for creating auspiciousness, for setting our mood for the next day of festival. This happens one day prior. So Guru Maharaj will always come for that event. And all the pujaris will be lined up, each one will offer all the 25 items. And after the 26 items are offered and kept in a different plate, then they'll do a Maha Aarti and the program will end. But there'll be some Maha in those plates. So the offering items are like gold, silver, copper, some auspicious thread, mirror, chamara, like this. Out of which there is one fruit, any one fruit. So generally there will be a pomegranate kept there. They'll offer. So after the Adivas is over, Guru Maharaj should take that pomegranate and in front of Radha Madhav there is a stage, no? There is one place and then the Radha Madhav on top. So Guru Maharaj will walk on the stage from this corner to that corner with the pomegranate in hand, and he'll throw it to the audience, throw it to all the devotees, somebody can catch. But he'll walk for nearly 2-3 minutes. He'll be going up and down, throwing, taking back. He will not throw, he'll act as if throwing. And we'll all be trying to catch. That is such a wonderful memory in my mind always, Such the wonderful gait of Guru Maharaj with the pomegranate in his hand with so many pavitras. The way he would walk and he would joke and he would look at different personalities and finally he would throw it. So it was so wonderful. Even though I never caught the pomegranate once also, but still I remember it so well. So that is one memory of Guru Maharaj. The way Guru Maharaj always he's an epitome of caring for. He is the exemplary of devotee care. He cares for everyone, and especially when it comes to devotee care, to all kind of devotees, new devotee, senior devotee, god brother, Matajis, children, everyone he cares for. During this COVID time, when in Mayapur there was complete lockdown, there were quite some few festivals were coming during the COVID time. And because it was lockdown, nobody was allowed to go to the temple for the celebration. So naturally, there was no feast also. We were all missing the feast. But Guru Maharaj, what he thought of, he devised a plan. He said the devotees should celebrate the festival. So there should be a feast. So Guru Maharaj arranged that there is cooking happening in the kitchen. And then he got these plastic plates that have the plastic dabba which has bowls, for each item. Like a thali kind of thing in plastic. And in that rice, sabji, sweet, everything was filled and sealed. And Guru Maharaj arranged that Mayapur is divided into sectors. We have Abhaynagar sector, Daurnagar sector. These are all where Grihasthas stay. So in trucks, the prasadam was brought, and sector-wise, each sector has a leader. So a sector leader came and personally delivered home to home the feast prasadam for all the devotees. So this was possible only because Guru Maharaj was present in Mayapur during COVID, and that after a long time, because during those days, I mean, before 2000 until 2010, 11, Guru Maharaj would spend quite some time in Mayapur. And then he started traveling a lot, and also he got sick, and then he was he was not personally present in Mayapur for a long time. But after a long time during this COVID, he was present in Mayapur for few months. And that time Guru Maharaj we really felt the old days came back. Guru Maharaj was noting every small thing happening in Mayapur. From the Mangalarti announcements, he changed the Mangalarti announcements. If you notice, before COVID, the book score, how many plates of prasadam was distributed, and the before they would be announced that there is Shringar Aarti, Shringar Darshanarti at 7 a.m. But now, if you see, notice they will announce Shringar Darshanarti of Shri Radha Madhav Ashtasaki, Radha Madhav, Mayapur Chandra, Panchtatva, Narshingadev. All the deities' names are mentioned. Like this, so many things in the Mangalarti announcement, Gurubaj noted, heard, and he made these changes. He said every day book score and Prasadam score should be announced. And then these kind of additions he made. And then during the festivals that happened, lockdown, I'm sure if Guru Maharaj was not in Mayapur and he did not know, festival would have not happened, no prasadam distribution. Devotees would have celebrated festival in their home and finished. But Guru Maharaj was there, he ensured that there should be prasadam distributed to every devotee. He ensured during COVID, we never expected that feast would come to our house. Temple is closed, lockdown, what feast is going to be there? But Guru Maharaj ensured this and he arranged it. Then during this COVID, Guru Maharaj could not travel, and so many disciples in different places, different states, where Guru Maharaj generally comes in these months. Summer means Dubai devotees expect that Guru Maharaj will come to Dubai during this part of the year, but because of COVID, he couldn't travel. But Guru Maharaj was so caring that I need to give time to them. He began this Zoom home visit and Zoom classes. He began to use that, and how much accessible he made himself during COVID time. Guru Maharaj suddenly began to use all the modern amenities, internet and Zoom and everything, to become accessible to his disciples, to give so much care to his disciples. And then when Bhakticharu Maharaj passed away, you see how much Guru Maharaj extended his love and care to them. Guru Maharaj, he announced a separate email ID and said to the disciples of Bhakticharu Maharaj, he conducted separate meeting for them, met all the disciples in Mayapur. And then he told that, don't worry, that spiritual master has gone. I am there for all of you. If you feel free, if you want to take any guidance, I'm always there for you. Same thing when Gopal Krishna Maharaj passed away, Guru Maharaj extended himself. He spoke to them and he told them that if you want any help, if you want any guidance, I'm always there for you. Please feel free to write to me. So Guru Maharaj is, is exemplifying how we should care for devotees. And devotees, we also, we know that we have to do devotee care. We have to care for the devotees around us. But we always, I'm talking for myself, that I always tend to do it in my comfort zone. Within my comfort zone, I do my devotee care, what I can, I do. But Guru Maharaj is exactly opposite. Whether it is not in his comfort zone, he goes out of his comfort zone to do devotee care, to care for. He extends himself as much as he can, even more than what he can. Even if he cannot, when in hospital, when he's in such a situation where he can't, where the doctor is saying that you can't talk, you can't see, a normal person will lose consciousness. Guru Maharaj is preaching to the doctor, giving clicker to the doctor, talking to the nurses, and he's preaching to them. So that is the real Jive Doya, this compassion. That is beyond his discomfort, beyond his comfort, he's going. Despite his discomfort, he's preaching. And when Navati Mandal Parikrama used to happen in Mayapur, it's still happening. Guru Maharaj will ensure that night milk is delivered to all the camps, because there will be children, Matajis, and night we don't have dinner provided in the camp. There's breakfast and lunch, milk for all the devotees. And similarly, when His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, he brings his yatra, 6,000, 7,000 devotees come to Mayapur. They're coming in this November also, Maharaj is bringing yatra. So that time, Guru Maharaj, he would call for an Ishtagoshti and call all the community members of Mayapur. And he would address us personally and say that Radhanath Maharaj is bringing a yatra of so many devotees. They're all coming from the cities. When they come, they should not, Mayapur devotees, we in the temple, wherever we meet these devotees from Bombay or from different parts of the world, we should make them feel homely. All of you, please speak to them nicely. in Darshanarthi or any time, please guide them. Please feel free to guide them. You are all getting darshan of Radha Mata every day. They have come from far, far to take darshan. So you all stand back and give them friend. So like this, Guru Maharaj would, instruct us and tell the community devotees how we should behave and how we should make the other devotees who come feel homely. And when Maharaj Yatra comes, Guru Maharaj will ensure that milk is being given to all children and Matajis who have come for the Yatra. From JSS Mayapur, they will have a booth, and there they will help desk. It's called help desk, and there every day 7 p.m. Guru Maharaj will ensure that milk is being distributed for all the Yatra devotees. This is how Guru Maharaj, extends devotee care. Even now, recently during Rath Yatra just happened, and that time in Guru Maharaj app, he sent a message that I wish everyone very happy Rath Yatra. I did this for Rath Yatra. And then he mentioned one point in the end. He said, I have also written to all the leaders that so many Rath Yatra is happening everywhere. I want all of you to be very safe and take, there should be no, no electric issue. Sometimes the Rath gets stuck in the wires and all. And I have told all my leaders, everybody should have a safe Rath Yatra. So this is how much he has concern for everyone. So these things, they just show that how these are lessons for me, that how, we should be very careful and in our dealings. In every time we can see Guru Maharaj is thinking of how the other person will feel, how best I can feel the other person good. How can I keep the other person good in Krishna consciousness? This is Guru Maharaj's thought always. And this is something that we should all imbibe, when we meet another person like this. And another thing which I've seen in Guru Maharaj, which I admire most, is how Guru Maharaj is, takes Mayapur close to his heart. Of course, Mayapur was given by Prabhupada to Guru Maharaj, have given in the kingdom of God, developed it. Guru Maharaj has developed it. That's why any Guru Maharaj, the life of Mayapur means anything you see the Sulab kitchen, you see the Gada Bhavan, you see Chakra Bhavan, Lotus building, Radha Madhav temple, anything, Prabhupada Samadhi, in everything Guru Maharaj is present. Everything Guru Maharaj was there was taking part in the building of it. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I just received a call. So, so in every nook and corner of Mayapur, we can feel the presence of Guru Maharaj. And when Guru Maharaj is not in Mayapur, wherever he goes, he carries Mayapur in his heart. That is something that is very exemplary, which anyone can, which anyone should try to follow. Because as disciples of Guru Maharaj, we see Guru Maharaj, always in any letter he says, home base, Mayapur, camp, this place. He recognizes Mayapur as his home. And so as disciples of Guru Maharaj, for each of us, Mayapur is our eternal home. For every devotee, actually, Mayapur is the home, because that is the home of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is, we all belong to the Sankirtan movement. And Sankirtan movement began in Srivasanga in Sridham Mayapur. So every devotee belongs to Mayapur, actually. That is our eternal home. Especially disciples of Guru Maharaj, that when our spiritual father, he is telling that my home base is Mayapur. As his children, our home is also Mayapur. So, and Guru Maharaj, if we are not present in Mayapur, say, then how can we be Mayapur conscious? That also Guru Maharaj is showing. The way everywhere he goes, he's always remembering Mayapur. He always says, if when you're taking bath, Guru Maharaj every day, he says Ganga, Ganga, Ganga. And then he takes the water and he pours. So Guru Maharaj is taking bath every single day in Ganga, in Sridham Mayapur. And when I remember when Guru Maharaj was in hospital in Chennai, one devotee was sharing with me. So some devotees from Mayapur had gone to see Guru Maharaj, and they took some vegetables from Mayapur because Guru Maharaj likes the vegetables of Mayapur very much. And when those vegetables were given to Guru Maharaj, cooked and given, and then Guru Maharaj ate, and then Guru Maharaj said, these are vegetables from Mayapur. They are grown with the water of Ganga, and they are from the soil of Sridhar Mayapur. They are so tasty. Guru Maharaj immediately recognized, Srila Prabhupada, when he came to Mayapur and he was sitting in the Lotus building, and there was beautiful wind blowing. And then Bhavananda Prabhu was, or some Prabhupada disciple was there. The wind was blowing so much that the windows were hitting. So he went to close the windows. And then Prabhupada said, why are you closing the windows? Said, Prabhupada, the wind is coming too much, the windows are banging. Prabhupada said, no, let the wind come. This wind is Vaikuntha breeze. It's so nice. Now Guru Maharaj said, Prabhupada said, it's so nice. He was enjoying the breeze. Like that, Guru Maharaj, he was so far away from Mayapur, but when he tasted the vegetables grown in Mayapur, he said, wow, these vegetables are from Mayapur. They're so nice. It now exactly reminded of how Prabhupada reacted to the wind of Mayapur. Like that, Guru Maharaj always carries Mayapur in his heart. Especially now, this recent, like just 1 week ago, when Guru Maharaj came from Delhi to Mayapur finally, we could see that, before that, when he was present in Delhi, every message in the app, he would tell that I asked the doctors, when can I go back to Mayapur? When can I go back to Mayapur? When can I go back to Mayapur? He was so eager to come back to Mayapur. He couldn't, be in separation from Mayapur for so long. He was, telling, I want to go back to Mayapur. And he came to Mayapur from Calcutta. He came to Mayapur. One day he stayed and the next day he went back to Calcutta for Rath Yatra. He was so eager to come to Mayapur. He came, he took darshan of Radha Madhav and he went back to Calcutta. So that shows that how much dedication he has for Srila Prabhupada's instruction. Prabhupada had instructed him that you should be in Calcutta for every Rath Yatra. And Guru Maharaj never misses Calcutta Rath Yatra. He's always present for the inauguration. And so many instructions of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has given Guru Maharaj so many instructions. Narottam Thakur says, Guru Mukha Padmavakya Chittete Koriya Aikya. The instructions of a spiritual master should be etched in our hearts, should be etched in our consciousness. And that Guru Maharaj exemplifies also. Every instruction of Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, so many years since Prabhupada instructed him, it's more than 20, 30, 40 years. Still, Guru Maharaj remembers and he made a note, he ensured that he notes down all instructions and he made a list of it. And he is sincere despite all his different service and different time-taking schedule. He still ensures that he gives time and he appoints people to look into these different instructions that Srila Prabhupada has given him. And Guru Maharaj is in the mood of, just like Prabhupada, when you would go and tell him good news or give him a book score, he would always say double it. Like that's exactly the mode of Srila Guru Maharaj. That anything happens, he's happy, but he's not completely satisfied. He knows that we can still go more than it. He'll extend himself more. One instruction of Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada is fulfilled. Okay, this instruction is done. Finally achieved it. Okay, close it. Now let's go to the next one. No. He'll still work on it and try to improve it even more, That there is no sassy, that he doesn't feel any satiation in service. He's always despite his different health issues, he's still so much fired up to do service. My Prabhu was just telling, just before, as I was preparing for this speech, for this class, my Prabhu was telling me that he heard from one devotee that, somebody told Guru Maharaj, you're so sick, you're having so many health issues. Why don't you rest in one place in Mayapur and perform your services? Why are you still traveling and taking risk and doing all this? Then Guru Maharaj said, I am a soldier of Prabhupada and now I am an wounded soldier. But still, I will continue to fight the battle. That is my duty. So that is Srila Guru Maharaj's mood. He's a warrior in Prabhupada's army. And no matter what comes, he's fighting Kali like anything. He's fighting Kali so much. He's using internet as Kali's weapon to induce the people into more laziness, more misguiding people. Internet has come as a weapon of Kali Yuga. But Guru Maharaj using the same weapon against Kali by using the internet and the modern gadgets to preach. So you can, when we just imagine this, that Kali is on one side opposition and Guru Maharaj in the army of Prabhupada, he's fighting Kali. He's giving such a tough fight to Kali. Whatever Kali Yuga brings in, he makes that itself a weapon against Kali Yuga and he uses it back on Kali Yuga. So Guru Maharaj, that kind of an amazing warrior of Prabhupada. And we as children of a lion-like person, as the children of warrior, we also ought to be warriors of Guru Maharaj. So that is my only prayer. I know I'm not that kind of a warrior, but if we can do any, Guru Maharaj just very mercifully give us initiation. He is He is none other than a personality from the spiritual world. He is directly Srila Mahaprabhu's own associate, and he is taking all this trouble and all these things. He's so happy with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he has come to this world and he's gone through so many health issues and so much struggles. Everything just so that Harinam spreads all over the world to fulfill the words and take the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada ahead. So, as Guru Maharaj disciples, we should do that as much as possible. We should never break the four regulative principles, stick to the four regulative principles strongly, chant our 16 rounds properly as best as we can, chant our rounds, pray for Guru Maharaj's health, and please Guru Maharaj by always preaching more and more. That is Srila Guru Maharaj's desire always. He always is initiation. Apart from the four regulative principles, another vow that we have to take is we will assist you in your preaching mission, in your service of Srila Prabhupada. That is Guru Maharaj's desire. That is what he always asks us. We should be well situated in our Krishna consciousness and give Krishna consciousness to others. So I would like to end this session by I wanted to end this by just mentioning a few of Guru Maharaj's specialities. Like, of course, Prabhupada disciples are many. They are all in their own field working and fighting so much for Prabhupada. They're doing great service. Each of them are unique. And some unique contribution of our Guru Maharaj, which I would like to list are, I was just thinking, what are something unique that Guru Maharaj has given us? Guru Maharaj himself is so unique, but some unique thing which I could remember was initiating the different, apart from initiating devotees, he also initiated states and places like Damodar Desh, Chaitanya Nitai Desh, Shyama Desh. Like that, he's initiating the whole state of the whole place he's giving initiation to. That was something very unique that Guru Maharaj did. And then introducing the Damodar program, which is so booming now. How this was a concept that Guru Maharaj introduced to make everyone offer lamp. The person who is offering lamp may not even know the benefit of offering lamp in Kartik month. It's humongous. The benefit of offering lamp to Krishna in the month of Kartik is so much. And Guru Maharaj has made that through his Damodar program so accessible to everyone, to the mass of people. And thereby, increasing the Sukriti and making the chances of them coming to Krishna consciousness more. That is one another contribution of Guru Maharaj. And then Bhishma Panchaka. He introduced the Bhishma Panchaka, 5 days of constant hearing. That is also another, the last 5 days of Kartik. It gives so much benefit. This is for devotees. He always encourages them, full that time, that fasting when devotees come to Mayapur. Guru Maharaj gives 5 days of full association, his personal association, 5 days of full Shravanam, and he arranges for Prashadam also. Bhishma Panchak Vrata, Prashadam in Gita Bhavan kitchen. It is more like a feast. It is not like a fasting at all. 5 days of opulent Prashadam. That Bhishma Panchak he brought. And then Guru Maharaj is now coming with all the different months. Every month he sends a message. This Vaishak month is so special. Do these activities. So like this, he is finding out every single way, small ways by which the devotees can increase their Krishna consciousness. And then the wonderful Bhakti Vriksha, which is the backbone of so many temples now. He introduced this Bhakti Vriksha was started actually by Nityananda Prabhu. It is Nityananda Prabhu's system, which then after Nityananda Prabhu it got lost, and then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur revived it. And after Bhaktivinoda Thakur it got lost, and Guru Maharaj revived it he found out how Bhaktivinoda Thakur had designed it. He researched on it, and then he brought the system back. It is a system that was followed 500 years ago. It is the Gaudiya. Nityananda Prabhu started this way of preaching, the Nama Hatta, and Srila Guru Maharaj brought it back. And Namhatta is literally the backbone of preaching in Bangladesh and West Bengal. How many Namhatta centers in Bengal? And in Mayapur, the headquarters of Namhatta, they have district-wise Namhatta Sammelan. They invite district-wise that Namhatta, like for Murshidabad Namhatta Jilla. They will come to Mayapur for 3 days retreat. So like this, every district they have. And practically half the year, there is some Sammelan going on. So that means you can imagine how many Namhattas are there. There are so many like this. So I would like devotees that if you can also share some special things which Guru Maharaj contributed, unique things of Guru Maharaj, like this Damodar program, Vishnu Manchak, like this. If you can remember something, you can please share, and in that way we all can glorify Guru Maharaj. Anyone would like to share? You can remember any special thing that Guru Maharaj started, unique thing for the whole
Yes, but
society.
devotees can raise their hand and I'll unmute. And meanwhile, someone raises hand. So when you were talking about technology, so I was, recalling like Guru Maharaj also, did this virtual Radhashtami, virtual Rath Yatra during COVID time. So I was also part of the team. So I think Vijay Bhakti Mataji has something to say. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Mayapur TV, Mataji.
Yes.
So that also started by Guru Maharaj. Oh, that's okay.
Yes, Mayapur TV is such a wonderful contribution. It takes Mayapur to everyone's house.
Yes.
The Jayapataka Swami app. Whoever thought there could be an app for in Iskcon? I think he was the first one who started app for Guru Maharaj to update. Which person has thought that Guru Maharaj is such a big personality? He need not update what he's doing every day. But Guru Maharaj is updating everything. I had Prashadam, I went and talked to his devotees, I had correspondence. He's reporting to his disciples. Disciples are supposed to report to spiritual master. Spiritual master is reporting to disciples and connecting with them. That is something unique of Guru Maharaj.
Yes, yes. And even a few days back when Shyam Prabhu was in Delhi, so I met him. So he was telling like they are also using AI to transcribe Guru Maharaj's lectures. So that also wonderful thing they are doing. Okay, so there is one more point: virtual book distribution, virtual book table. Jai Hari Bol. It's a lot of technology Guru Maharaj is using. So even for TOVP, so TOVP exhibits, if I am not wrong, that also will have some what do you call it, some show, which is again using a lot of modern technology. Some animations will be there. So there is one mini theater in Mayapur, but I have never seen that. So I'm not sure what happens in that, but I think that also will be using a lot of technology. The dome theater that is there. Any devotee, any other point they want to add, or any question if you have for Mataji? Can you raise hand, Punya Shlok Prabhu? Let me just search you. Yes, Prabhu. Punya Shlok Prabhu, I raised a request on YouTube. Okay, with my Mataji can speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji. So I have heard from His Grace Shant Govind Prabhu was with Guru Maharaj when Guru Maharaj was constructing temple in Bangalore. So Bangalore Hare Krishna Hill Temple, it is Guru Maharaj gift to all of us. But so Guru Maharaj was always updated with the time. Even so long ago, Guru Maharaj in that temple had made a auditorium where they used to play Ajamila's pastime with all the dolls and mechanical movements and other things. I mean, it was a big thing during that time only, use of technology. And Shant Govind Prabhu was telling me that the show was so scary, especially when the Yamadutas used to come. People used to scream and run out. So Guru Maharaj was always updated with the time, even back then, even now. So that point I just wanted to share. Thank you so much for sharing so much nectarian pastimes of Guru Maharaj with us, Mataji. It felt like we went to Mayapur and we came back. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah,
Thank you,
definitely.
bro.
I heard many passages, but that vivid description of Mayapur, what all events used to happen in Mayapur, so it was very special, very amazing. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. Amritmai Gopika Mataji.
हरि बोल माता जी, थैंक यू सो मच। बहुत सुंदर आपने गुरु महाराज के बारे में बताया, और वो भी कैसे एक क्षण भी हमारा ध्यान नहीं गया, एक मतलब कॉन्सेंट्रेट पूरा आपका जब बोल रहे थे ना, वो एकदम से मस्त। और माता जी गुरु महाराज का ई केयर टीम है ना, जो व्हाट्सएप में ग्रुप है एक करके, तो उसमें भी गुरु महाराज हर एक को, मतलब जैसे मेरे हम लोग पर भी मैसेज आते हैं, बर्थडे होती है तो हैप्पी बर्थडे का भी मतलब विश देते हैं गुरु महाराज, उनका आशीर्वाद देते हैं, राधा माधव का फोटो भेजते हैं हमारे लिए। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी बात है कि हमारे घर के जितने मेंबर है सबके लिए ऐसे आ जाता है पूरा, मतलब तो इस तरह से लाखों लाखों गुरु महाराज के शिष्य है, तो फैमिली मेंबर को भी गुरु महाराज की ओर से मतलब बर्थडे का विश देते हैं गुरु महाराज, तो कितना मतलब अच्छा लगता है। तो ये ई केयर टीम जो है ना, और हमारा जो कोई भी क्वेश्चन है ना, हम गुरु महाराज तक पहुंचा सकते हैं उसके द्वारा, तो वो भी बहुत सुंदर है। तो कुछ भी है तो हम गुरु महाराज को मैसेज उसमें देते हैं, फिर आंसर भी मिलता है माता जी, तो बहुत
Yes.
अच्छा है।
वो भी
हरी बोल, थैंक यू सो मच।
है, बहुत यूनिक है।
हाँ
That's so unique, गुरुमा, कि हर व्यक्ति का उनका बर्थडे, गुरुमा इंश्योर्स कि आपका बर्थडे वो डाटाबेस में एंट्री हो जाएगा, उनका तरफ से आपको विश मिल जाता है विद राधा माधव फोटो विद द ब्लेसिंग्स। दैट्स समथिंग सो यूनिक। यस,
okay. So any other devotee wants to say something? Otherwise, like we can conclude this session. Okay. So I think nobody has any questions. So thank you, Mataji, for sharing wonderful pastimes, of Guru Maharaj in Mayapur, and your personal experiences with Guru Maharaj, and how Guru Maharaj used to interact with devotees, how he used to, think about different things he could do in the dham, and yeah, a lot of things that you covered. So thank you, Mataji, for sharing all those pastimes. And on behalf of Iskcon Seshadripuram and all the assembled devotees, we want to thank you by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna.
राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे
Hare
कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम कृष्णा माता जी, हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, Mataji. Dhanwad, Pranam.
Okay. So,